Hello, welcome back to my video. Um, Hope all is well. Before I get started, I would like to welcome you to donate to my ministry. Please like, share, and subscribe. I want to thank you in advance for your support. Um, what I want to talk about today is what I heard about. I think this whole thing with Usher and the girl that rejected him on stage, and then there was like a split. Some were against, some people were. I would say there was some negative attention, and there was some positive. There was both comments that was both negative. Um, First of all, this thing it should have never happened. Because last time I checked, Usher is married, and he has a wife. He should not be inviting women on stage, and doing those provocative moves on there. It it really says a lot about Usher's character. Me, I'm just talking about like what he did and what happened and everything. I'm not putting him down or anything. I'm just talking about the actions. I'm not saying he's a bad person. I'm not saying none of that. But I am going to say is that what happened should have never happened. Um, in my eyes, he was disrespectful to his wife. He has a spouse. He has children by his spouse. So, I mean, what kind of example is that to his kids? I mean, because they're watching him, right? And then his kid's gonna grow up thinking, yeah, we can do that too. If Dad can do it, we can do it. We can do that too. We could, are we gonna be a superstar like our dad? And we can do the same exact thing. Um, I just think this whole thing, it really shouldn't have happened. I don't think Usher being married and shouldn't have been inviting women on stage, doing all those provocative dance moves and everything. He really shouldn't be doing that. I mean, if he was going to perform by himself, that would be a different thing. If he had not invited anyone up to on the stage while he was dancing, then this whole thing would have never popped off. But I just have to. I look at it like this: you gotta have some morals. You gotta have some morals and stuff you just don't do. I mean, if you marry, like I know that he is, 'cause I mean, I've seen his family on TV, etc. And I personally think any married man that does that doesn't have respect for himself or his spouse. That's my view. That's how I look at it. Um, and I mean, I have mixed feelings about that. I mean, you got all this positive and negative comments about this. The whole thing should have never happened. I mean, you gotta have if you married, you gotta have some sense of boundaries of how far to go and what to do and what not to do. You gotta have some integrity. I mean, you have to have it. It does. What I'm saying applies even if you're not a superstar. You gotta have something to stand on. Instead of just getting on stage doing all that and then acting like, oh, it's all her fault. She gotta get off the stage. It's like, come on now, man. You shouldn't have brought the lady up there. You know your wife is in the audience. You shouldn't. She's in her. I wonder how the wife feels about that. I mean, I know if my husband was up there doing that, I'd be ready to raise some sand. There's some things you do and you don't do. Superstar. I mean, you gotta have some boundaries. You have kids that's watching you. I mean, kids are gonna grow up thinking like, hey, it's okay. For us to do it, Dad does it. He's married. Da da da. No, I mean you gotta have some boundaries. I don't care if you are a superstar. I mean, it's things that you should not do. Um, I've been yeah, I've been a fan for Usher many years. I just don't go to the concerts because, for one thing, they overcharge. I mean, they overcharge it. I mean, like, who has money to pay that much for a ticket to go see a Usher and Chris Brown concert? I mean, if it would be a little lower, say like maybe $50, maybe, I would probably consider it. But no, I don't think so. There's no way I'm paying over $1,000 just to go for one night to a Usher concert, to a Usher and Chris Brown concert. I need $1,000 myself, okay, so I can be able to make sure I have the basics. I mean, I just think men, women out there paying that much money for a Chris Brown and bus ticket. No, I'm sorry, wait, and paying for a concert ticket for a Chris Brown and Usher. I think y'all insane. Y'all want to catch me, going to a con paying that much for a ticket. Times is hard. So the music ain't music no more. Today's music is total trash. I mean, if I listen to any music, it's going to probably be from maybe 1980s up until like the 2000, 2005. That's it. Other than that, today's music is trash. I mean, that's just how I look at it. And there's certain stuff I just won't listen to. And that's what I was saying. I had to go on that because that just popped in. And I was talking about that. Well, we have to, as people, we have to be careful that we live what we see. Like we have the kid, we have the girls and the boys. I mean, the little boys that's over there seeing this, that's going to these concerts, seeing this stuff, and be like, yeah, we could do that to a girl. Like, nah. As a woman, as a girl and a boy, you gotta have some sense of boundaries. I mean, if you ain't taught how to act, if you're not taught how to act, if you're not taught how to have self-respect for yourself and the other person, then you're gonna be doing whatever you see somebody else doing. You basically, you're living what you see. And the question that, I mean, I heard a lot about this. I heard a lot about Chris Brown. I mean, like, I heard that he's a Christian. Okay, if he's a Christian, why is he doing all that provocative dancing and inviting women on stage too? Because I've seen some stuff on TV. I think stuff on the internet that they've been showing. I mean, if he's a Christian and he said he loved God, why is he doing all that? If you say you love God, you shouldn't be up there performing and then having these women come up there and be fondling them and groping them on stage. You shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be saying, "Oh, I love God." No, you don't. Y'all better check that. God don't approve of that. I mean, that's something I've always wondered. I'm like, okay. You're like, Chris Brown is a Christian and he loves the Lord, okay? If he loves the Lord, why has he got women on stage? Coming on with women on stage, dancing like that. Like I said, back to what I was saying about Usher. There's things you do and you don't do. You gotta carry yourself with some kind. Carry yourself in a respectable manner when you're on stage. I mean, I don't know much about the entertainment world, nor do I want to know. But I know what I see is not good, and I am not ever going to a concert. I'll probably go to an oldies, maybe, but no. I don't agree with that. And I just don't. This whole thing with the Usher concert and the woman that got rejected, she should have never been up there. Because he should never call her up there to do that. And I hold him responsible because, one, he's a married man. Two, he's sending the wrong message. He's sending that, yeah, you men can go out and go grope a lady. Go. You can touch her any kind of way. You can do whatever you want to do, but you can't. You know, that's sending the wrong message to people that is looking at this. And these entertainers are not thinking that got they got little kids looking at that, and them little kids is like thinking that it's okay to do it. Thinking that think it's go get a girlfriend or boyfriend and be groping on them and touching on them all kind of way inappropriately, when really it's not. I think we have to do better. I think we have to be careful how we conduct ourselves in front of the youth, because the youth, they live what they see. If they see the adults doing it, they're gonna automatically think that it's okay to do it when it's not, and then they're gonna grow up going astray as well. So y'all can't be getting mad and making all kind of crazy comments about the girl shouldn't have went up there, which she shouldn't have, but Usher shouldn't have called her up there. He's married. There's some stuff you just don't do, and he was wrong too for dissing her, because if it hadn't been for her, no, I'm sorry, I take that back. If it hadn't been for him, she wouldn't have been up there, and this whole thing wouldn't have happened. Okay. It's crazy. I mean, we have to do better. I mean, the things that everybody doing, like the things that the adults, y'all doing, y'all forget. The kids look at y'all, and the stuff that y'all do is wrong. The kids are looking at it, and they're thinking that it's acceptable, and it's not. And the kids are gonna grow up being astray, and you will be held responsible. You will be held responsible. I mean, because you doing wrong on TV, knowing the kids are gonna watch it. I mean, come on now. You have to be held accountable for stuff that you do. Not everyone can do what they want. I mean, you do something wrong, it can cause somebody to stumble. And trust, you don't want to be doing stuff out in public that's gonna cause somebody to stumble, because God will hold you accountable. I mean, we all accountable. We gotta be held. We gotta hold ourselves accountable for the things that we do and the things that we say. And I don't think Usher should be getting all mad and dissing the girl he invited up on stage to grope her, and dancing and stuff. He shouldn't have done that. That's like disrespect to his wife. Shoot, I say, if that was my husband up there doing that, I'd be ready to raise some kind of hell. There will be no peace in the household. There will be no peace. You can't. Ain't no spouse of mine or is gonna be up there performing and inviting women up there and groping them and doing all kind of stuff. I don't tolerate that. And we have to do better. We do. I mean, because the things that the entertainers do, and people who are not in the entertainment business, y'all forget the children are watching you. The children are seriously watching you. They watch everything you do and you say, and then they analyze it. And it's like they say, "Oh yeah, she can do this, she can do that. I can do it too." No, you don't want to be held accountable for leading the innocent the wrong way. They watching y'all. They're watching you on TV. They're watching you in your homes. I mean, what I'm saying applies to everybody, not just Chris Brown, not just Usher. You have to be accountable for what we do. I mean, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with that. That should have never went down. I mean, if the girl, the video that I saw was like, she said that she was scared that she was gonna get an STD from Usher. Okay, if she felt like that, she should have told him no. I don't want to come up there. You get somebody else. She should have said that, not just going up there and then act like she didn't want to be up there and then have Usher throw her off stage. You know, she should have said no. I don't want to go up there if that's how she felt. I mean, in the video that I saw, she said she thought that she was gonna catch an STD, which, I mean, I just don't get it. If she felt like that, she should have said no. I don't want to come. I don't want to go up there. Go get somebody else to come up there. I don't think it's for her to get up there and do that, and then let that be her reasoning for not wanting to be on stage. It should have never happened. It really shouldn't. We don't have no boundaries. We as a people, we don't have no boundaries. We do whatever feels right. We forget we have the little kids watching. We have God watching us. I mean, we do it. We're doing things on, and we're not thinking about the consequences. We're not thinking about that possibly what we're doing may cause someone to stumble. That's watching us. That's watching the performers on stage do whatever it is that they do. The performers, they're not thinking about that. They're thinking about that money, and I think it's personally, I think it's outrageous. I mean, like I said, if Usher and Chris Brown were to lower the prices down from being over $1,000 to $50, I would probably go. But no, I need my money. I'm not finna pay them my rent money. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like them both. I've been listening to them I've been a big fan of them for a very long time, you know. But it's just that I'm not gonna spend over $1,000 on a ticket for a couple of hours, and then the next day I'll be broke, needing it to pay my bills and put food on my table. Nope. We gotta take some accountability, y'all. Whatever we do, it affects the younger generation. We need to set a good example for the kids that's watching us, entertainer or not. And we also have to realize that God's watching us too. And we just can't do whatever we want, when we want. We just can't do it because there's always a consequence to every action that we do. So, again, I say this whole thing with the woman getting thrown off stage, it should have never happened because Usher should have never invited her up there. Usher is married, children, and I don't even know what the wife thought about the whole thing when he invited her up there, and the girl dissed him for that. You know, I just don't know. If I were her, I would feel disrespected. That's crazy. Well, anyway, I just wanted to talk about this because I just felt like the whole thing it shouldn't have happened. It was disrespectful to Usher's wife, and Usher shouldn't have done it at all because if he hadn't, this whole thing would have went down. And personally, I don't think he should have been dissing the girl for that. I think that's part of a consequence that Usher got from inviting her up there, okay? I mean, come on now. You can't just do stuff like that and then get off thinking that nothing's gonna happen. So that's just how I look at it. And my thoughts on it. So I want to know what you think. So please put your comments in the description, in the comment box. All right. Have a good one. Bye.